What's up, y'all? It's your boy Geronimo G. Bless, and I'm back with another little good word for you. Here today, I'm going to talk about kids, cartoons, and us as parents screening them. So check me out.
Yes, ma'am. We were playing hangman.
All right, did you see that? Now, this cartoon back in the day, when I was a kid, it was the most innocent cartoon on TV. It was called Peanuts, or we called it Charlie Brown, or whatever. Peanuts in newspaper, Charlie Brown on cartoon. But do you see how the parents talk and the teachers talk in the cartoon? Want. Well, that just makes your child believe, or your child see things a certain way, because it makes the parents non-existent. It makes the teachers non-existent. And if you look at a lot of the modern cartoons and you watch them today, you'll see where the children are more drawn to other children for their answers and for what they need. They don't go to the parents in the cartoons. Most of the parents are like dumb, or they're not heroes. So I say that to say this: if you're gonna allow your kids to take the tablet and go watch YouTube, or you're gonna push the tablet on the kid, because we work these 40-hour weeks, or we work these over 40-hour weeks, and we're tired, you know what I'm saying? And you got to give the kid a tablet, and you're screening the kids' cartoons. Make sure you don't allow your kids to watch cartoons where the parents are dumb, or they're not the heroes in that cartoon, meaning they give advice. If they're not giving the children advice, life guidance, and different things of that nature right there, don't allow your kids to watch them type of cartoons, because you set your kids up. Because if the parents are dumb in a cartoon, and that's what the kids seeing in the cartoon, what type of respect are your kids gonna have for you later on in life as they begin to become smarter? They're not gonna hold that same respect for you if these cartoons are brainwashing them into thinking that you're either non-existent, you're dumb, or you just don't have the answers for their life, but their friends do. So screen the cartoons. And another thing, if you want examples of what I'm talking about, look at stuff like the Rugrats. The parents it was like they was always gone, like they weren't there. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another cartoon now. Oh my God, check this one out right here. Yeah, this one's called Spirit. Now, I took my daughter to see this when it came out in 2021 or 2022. And the father right here, this guy right here, was like a total wimp in the cartoon. It was like he bowed down to his child, and like he was upset because she wouldn't spend time with him and stuff like that, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And I understand giving a child space. I understand talking to a child with intelligence and rules and regulations. But the things he did in this cartoon was unreal, and the way she treated her father in this cartoon was unreal. He actually told her to stay away from the stables and the horses and whatnot, and she still went down there, almost got killed, and her friends that were allowed to go there had to save her. I hate it when a cartoon teaches that you can do something against what your parents say, and you're going to come out with a happy ending, because that's not true. Look at The Little Mermaid. Her father specifically told her, do not go to the land. Told her don't go to the land. She went anyway and came home with a prince and got married and everything else. And it's just not going to work out like that all the time for the kids. So when I see cartoon companies do this, they make the parents dumb or non-existent, or they go against what the parents say in a cartoon, and there's a happy ending. I disagree with that, and I don't like it at all. As a parent myself, I'm a parent myself, and I disagree with that, and I don't like it at all. You know what I'm saying? Because the cartoon could have been written simply that Ariel and her father were on their way to Atlantis, and a storm came and sucked her to the land. She didn't have to blatantly disobey her father and go to the land against his orders. A storm could have came and pulled her to the land, and then it could have been a happy ending. But it should have been something that was out of her control. She shouldn't have been able to blatantly disobey her father's what he said for her, because parents, we as parents, we care for our kids more than our kids will ever know. They're the real kings and queens of the earth. We have to go work for them. You know what I'm saying? They just go to school. You know what I'm saying? But the way these cartoons are very, I want to say, clandestinely portraying parents in these cartoons, they're either demonizing us, making us non-existent, making us dumb. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for these cartoons, and watch out for your kids watching them, because once your kid has watched these cartoons and they think, oh, well, I can go and do this and it's all right to do that, who's gonna be there to help them? Because they're not gonna come to you. They're gonna go to their friends because that's what they're doing in the cartoons. They're not going to the parents in the cartoons for help. I've seen maybe one or two cartoons that was, and the kids were still kind of disobedient in the cartoons, but they were still better because the kids sought out the parents for guidance. And that was My Dad the Bounty Hunter. And I'm not on here to promote another cartoon because I do cartoons myself. But My Dad the Bounty Hunter, that's on Netflix. I've seen that, and that one was pretty much a decent one. They still disobeyed the father. They didn't, but he was with them the whole time. He never separated from them. And then there's The Incredibles. I watched The Incredibles, and the kids were still kind of belligerent in the cartoon, but their parents were ultimately the heroes. Parents need to have the respect in these cartoons that these little kids are watching, because when you don't give a parent the respect, it's crazy. That's why I stopped teaching my daughter about Santa Claus, and I'm not giving these people credit for doing nothing that I went out here and spent my hard money to make and work on. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the fact that, you know what I'm saying, why lie to the kids? I know that we participated with Santa Claus and different things of that nature like that, and then we found out the truth, and it was like, oh, but I'm not gonna make my daughter fall in love with a person that doesn't exist versus me. So I say that to say this, you guys, if you're gonna put a tablet in your child's face, if you're gonna allow your kids to watch certain cartoons on the tablet or whatever not, and you're not gonna monitor them, then be ready for what they come at you with. And be ready if they look at you like you're dumb, because the parents on the cartoons are dumb. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of cartoons out there I'm not going to even talk about or hit on, but a lot of them I've seen on different ones. I will name one, Gumball. Don't let your kids watch Gumball. Gumball is not a good cartoon for kids to be watching. I'm just going to say that. I don't care who don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back and you watch Gumball, you'll see what I'm talking about. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please monitor what your kids are watching. Screen what your kids are watching. If the parents are not the heroes in that cartoon, or they're dumb, or they're non-existent, take that cartoon away from your kids and help them find something else to enjoy to watch. Thanks for watching.